While the World Health Bodies hope to achieve universal health coverage by 2030, meet a Nigerian doctor that provides the solution in 2024. In this occasion of his birthday, join us to celebrate Dr. Richard Okoye, the doctor that built the first fully digitalized hospital in the world, a hospital devoid of human errors. He is the medical director of Civil Life Mission Hospital, an ISO certified hospital group with amazing successes in kidney transplant, knee and spine surgeries, heart intervention procedures, IVF, and so on.
With what I could describe as consuming passion, uncommon inspiration to save lives, my MD, Dr. Richard Okoye, left for the United States with an idea that no one thought was possible. Today, we use the first EMR that helps doctors to make an accurate diagnosis, suggest investigations, and treatment of patients according to international standards of medical practice.
Dr. Okoye now has his eyes on improving Nigeria's life expectancy from year 2025.
Dr. Richard Okoye, thank you so much for this opportunity to ask you a few more questions, especially just recently granting me one where you expertly delved into the issue of universal health coverage and what your hospital is doing. Thank you for the opportunity once again to do this. Now, I just want to quickly get into this particular question. You have a claim that you have the first fully digitalized hospital in the world. Now, I want to actually look at that word, fully digitalized. Do you mean in Nigeria or Africa or really in the world?
Yeah, welcome, Annie, and welcome again. It is something unfortunate. Unfortunate in the sense that we have so much delegated ourselves to the background that when something is pronounced, perhaps by a white man, we swallow it hook, line, and sinker. But if we say a black man, the question is that what does he think he knows? When it has to do with what I said, the first fully digitalized hospital in the world, I didn't miss one. I didn't talk about in Nigeria. I didn't talk about Africa. No, I'm talking about this is what I started over there in America, 2016, with the best of the best when it has to do with the IT engineering. And along the line, they came up with the idea that what I'm dreaming is there's no algorithm to support, simply because the system we develop is to enable a doctor to be able to do the right thing, be able to do something that is of international standard or practice, all right? But those data concerning our medical terminologies, it makes a lot of issues not readily available for a common IT engineer to be able to use. So, for the first time in the entire world, of all the EMR in the world, my home clinic is the first EMR that downloaded or digitalized the brain of a medical doctor, the brain of a nurse, the brain of a lab scientist, the brain of a pharmacist. Meaning that it's not that it's taking over their job, but it's now guiding the doctor to be able to say, hi, this is the proper differential diagnosis to this thing you are looking at. This is the proper investigations to be in position to be addressed. Going further to the drugs, we have this system, my home clinic, when it has to do with the pharmaceutical dimension of drugs, medication, is directly today linked with the FDA database, Food and Drug Administration of America. And they usually have their review. They do what is called a drug review every Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So interestingly, As that review is going on, it's instantly also updating this my home clinic. Do you understand what I mean? In getting what's supposed to be there. A particular German journal made a statement that actually was quite derogatory, but I took it as a challenge. It said that 1 out of every 3 diagnoses made in Nigeria is wrong diagnosis. Okay, let us not go and consider whatever be the opinion of the individual that put that, but let's get the reality on ground. We are in a world where they call it jet age. Yeah. All right, jet age in the sense that everybody want to achieve fast. Yes. Having noted that on the background that we also now having very few doctors in the country, how will our people be saved? And that idea came. So what we created, number one, is that we give these very patients the opportunity to clock themselves. And how do they clock themselves? To clock themselves in line with whatever the patient say, I'm having fever or something. You can clock that fever based on possible differential that what could cause the fever. All right. In a simple language, they do tan and send it out to the doctor. All right? So at that point, the patient is not missing out any important information. And he's getting it in his language, not maybe a doctor using big language. The person didn't understand and say, yeah. So now we have the opportunity, then they clock themselves, send it in. All right? On meeting the doctor, number one, the doctor won't forget anything again. So you will now be in position to ask, you say you have this. Yes, you say you are vomiting. No, I didn't say I'm vomiting, but it's like the thing want to come and meaning that what the patient was having is nausea, not vomiting. So the doctor can modify. Okay. Do you understand me? He can modify that language. At the end of the day, the system helps the doctor to make the diagnosis. Now, having gotten the differential, now let's look at this. In a scenario where there's an investigation required, let's assume that in this investigation, this very person has a problem of infertility, for instance, okay? And he check out here, and he say he has primary infertility. Now, as soon as this diagnosis is made, instantly the system gives the doctor comprehensive fertility evaluation that needs to be done, including the issue of both the advanced format of it. However, subject to the doctor being in position to look at maybe economic indices and all that and select something most important for his that diagnosis. And that also goes further to a very interesting one. Let's assume that a doctor, having been able to get the patient history, the examination findings, okay, the investigations, when all those things come back, this system helps the doctor. Putting them together will help him to make the final diagnosis. And the interesting thing about it is that let's assume that the final diagnosis right now is malaria, okay? You're right, so I have a malaria. So, and as soon as that is done, you get that? Now we've had the diagnosis of malaria. The doctor going down to check out the treatment plan, he doesn't need to think about anything because there is international standard protocols for management of those conditions. So you check it out here, instantly the protocol is there for the doctor, and this can go further also, where this very doctor may say, oh, no, I'm coming from United States, I'm coming from India, or Botswana, wherever you're coming from, and this is not my protocol, this is not my guideline. Okay. There's international laid down guidelines. So this system will ask the doctor, select your guideline. All the guidelines in treatment of malaria all over the world is right here. Yeah, you have all of the guidelines, every one of them. So now let me make a change of look. I need the fourth guideline, all right? And I select the fourth guideline, and I push it up here. You can see right now the guideline has changed, and by reason of changing, assuming okay, I haven't been able to get this. And then I said, okay, let me add extra drug for me. Let me just add a drug like clopidogrel, for instance. Okay. Instantly, you can see the different prescriptions of clopidogrel with respect to the medical conditions available. So now let's take 75 milligrams for a period of 1 month. All right? And if I do the addition, in this treatment package, it's already added. And there's a provision for doctor to adjust. Maybe I'm supposed to give for 2 weeks. He came up, okay, let me take it down to 2 weeks. You get that? So I want to do a 2 weeks rather than than a month. Yeah, than a month. And once this is done, you can check it out here. It has happened to be 2 weeks. So the issue of doctor forgetting the dosage for which he underdose or overdose become a completely a thing of the past. You know, so, and having done that, once he sends to the pharmacy, the person goes there and pick up these drugs. While he's taking the drugs at home, we can from his app know exactly whether it's complying. So we also having the system that can help in drug compliance. Wow. And a number of issues like that, you know. So this actually designed to prevent what is called iatrogenic death. Death because of either negligence or something about one thing or which of course is a common language you have here. You know, so most important thing to note is that there's a difference between sympathy and empathy, okay? When something happens to somebody not related to you, you can say, hey, yeah, sorry. But when it touches you, you will have the in-depth pain for which you will realize that even a 90-year-old woman, which may say, oh, she has done her age, may still be a baby in the heart of someone. You know, that kind of a thing. So I discovered there is something our fathers of medicine, our seniors, not even those that I have gone, those ones that are when we studied as medical students, there's what we were doing that time that there is nothing like first class in medicine.
Oh, okay.
No, you don't have first class. I don't know this one, everybody, they put in distinction of, what did you think you know? Hey, medicine is a huge, progressively continuous learning. As you keep meeting people, as you keep meeting divers, you keep on learning. That's why it's not something you say, I finished. A professor in medicine is still reading. Do you understand what I mean? So they did something that is, and now understood, even as a medical student, it was so painful. All right, painful in the sense that when we were in medical school, you can't score, if you score more than 60, you are super intelligent. So they have what is called close marking, between 40 and 60. The pass mark is 50. I failed the exam in medical school with 49.6. That is 0.4 remaining. Why was it not given to me? I will tell you. All right, now I'm beginning to see the importance. All right. Now, they also made it that you gotta be a very intelligent student to go above 60. All right, go above 60. Yeah, if you're scoring 65, 70, fantastic person you are. All right. Now, they also use what is called counter marking. Like in MCQ, you know, you are bound to, if you read through this, you mark yes, false, yes, false. Yes, that's true, false. Yeah. If they make a statement of fact, you will just either true or false. Now, in medical school, they made it in such a manner that if you mark true, if you get number 1 and you fail number 2, they will minus that one you failed from the one you got before. If you score 1 and lose 1, you got 0. Wicked is, you may call it. I will tell you why.
Okay, why?
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So it was like if you score and you fail it, they remove the one you score. That made us during our time. There's no one medical student during our time that finished his exam. That's it. They give you MCQ from 1 to 100 and you finish all of them. You are risking your future. Because the one you are not sure, if you are not too sure, don't dare take it, because you're going to lose a lot of other marks you have gotten by reading of what you are sure of. It's now I realize the importance of that. If you hire a bad lawyer, the worst you can get is jail.
Yes.
All right? But if a doctor makes a mistake, we are talking about
Life.
someone that is gone. There's nothing. We have professional immunity that can say, okay, but this fellow is gone. Put yourself in the shoe of the same, even if, it's an old woman. Listen to me. An old woman may be a baby in the heart of someone. Do you get that? So we have this challenge. You get that? Most when this kind of stuff happens, people say go for autopsy.
Yes.
Autopsy is not helping anybody. Only the lawyer benefits from autopsy. Only the lawyer, forget about whatever. If they allow you as a relative of a disease and they show you become part of the autopsy. You know what is autopsy? Autopsy is that they will butcher this very fellow into pieces in order to pick this one, compare if there is anything, a lot of things depending on the form of diagnosis. It's most of the people that they need autopsy for their loved one was they buried pieces of meat. If you behold that yourself, you will have the guilt as if you are the one who killed, or why should I allow my loved one to pass through this kind of humiliation or kind of this thing. So that's what I'm talking about. So the only thing is that it benefits the lawyer. Nobody, the family have lost their loved one and lost forever. So it is on that very note, we're coming up with what we are talking about now, full digitalization of our healthcare system. If a patient is going in for surgery, for instance, there is a checklist. Anesthetists can't start giving anything to the patient. We need to do your pre-anesthetic evaluation, the surgeon pre-surgical evaluation. The physician has to certify cardiopulmonary why this person is fit for procedure, even if it's not fit, but get us prepared that these are the challenges that could come. Nevertheless, make this available. Now, we created in this system that before an anesthetics should be in position to start off work, in fact, for the system to be open for him even to have the working platform, he will do what is called checklist. Emergency checklist. What if nobody prays for that? This other person goes into pulmonary embolism. What do? Is this one available? Is this available? Is this available? You check it that you are certifying. So nobody say, I don't know what happened. You certify that this interventionary measure is available. What if there's a cardiac arrest? Is this available? Is this available? Is this available? Is this defibrillator working to your own satisfaction? Yes. And all that and all. As soon as he click confirm, the system open for him to be able to use his drugs and monitor it. And it gives us that opportunity. I created this in such a manner. A doctor in America could comfortably see exactly and can even put out. We have doctors in India, in the US, doing world round with us. They're not far away. Our doctors that travel out of the country can be part of us. That's what we're talking about, they're not far. Because we're living in a global village now. So that's why a lot of things, people's mindset, organizational mindset, should begin to understand that we are no longer living in those world of restricted. No. Why are we losing a lot of doctors outside the country? Before now, a doctor in the village doesn't know how much somebody earns in the United States. But a doctor in the village could, by reason of just Google, can see what a patient earns a doctor earns in New York. Do you understand everything? So these are some of the things we've been, and a lot more.
Wow. Wow.
You understand me? And a lot more. So that's why using the word fully digitalized. Do you understand? In the world, it's not in the world, I mean, in the sense that even in America, this same issue of heterogeneous challenges, it happens everywhere. But can we say at this very point in time, let it be justifiable that we have done what we ought to do? Nobody should be able to say, no, somebody should not die. Do you understand me? But let it be that we've done that the humans can do. Perhaps God can do where we stop.
While the World Health Bodies hope to achieve universal health coverage by 2030, meet a Nigerian doctor that provides the solution in 2024. In this occasion of his birthday, join us to celebrate Dr. Richard Okoye, the doctor that built the first fully digitalized hospital in the world, a hospital devoid of human errors. He is the medical director of Civil Life Mission Hospital, an ISO certified hospital group with amazing successes in kidney transplant, knee and spine surgeries, heart intervention procedures, IVF, and so on.
With words I could describe as consuming passion, uncommon inspiration to save lives, my MD, Dr. Richard Okoye, left for the United States with an idea that no one thought was possible. Today, we use the first EMR that helps doctors to make an accurate diagnosis, suggest investigations, and treatment of patients according to international standards of medical practice.
Dr. Richard Okoye, amongst others, invented BP Monitor with SIM card technology, capable of transmitting real-time data to a patient's doctor or hospital of choice.
Immediately after speaking with Dr. Richard, I realized a few unbelievable things about him. First of all, he's not only brilliant in just the medical arena in which he's studied for many years. Surprisingly, he was very, very, very technologically savvy in both the AI and IT space as well. To say the least, I think the man is absolutely the pride and joy of Africa. To come over to America and bring something so advanced with such relative ease and to already have things prepared is a testament to who he is as a man.
I met Dr. Richard Okoye in 2009 when he was just a dreamer, just trying to make Nigeria a dream destination for medical treatment. My greatest experience with Dr. Okoye was when he rejected an offer of $20 million from a corporate group in Dubai for taking over Save a Life Mission in 2012. I was surprised when his reply to the offer was that vision is a calling and not about money. Ever since then, I have been with him, trying my best and doing my best to support his dream for Africa. I am very sure with such people in Nigeria and Africa that Nigeria will be a great nation and Africa a great continent.
Dr. Richard Okoye also supported various hospitals in healthcare improvement and equipment. As part of his human capital development vision, he has sponsored the training of doctors and nurses in super specialty courses abroad. Dr. Okoye now has his eyes on improving Nigeria's life expectancy from year 2025.
Here is the catch. Making professional healthcare delivery available and accessible to those in rural communities, particularly women and children, will make all the difference. And our technology is here to produce the magic. It's going to happen in our time.
On behalf of your lovely staff, we say congratulations, boss and true leader.
Doc, let me ask this question. You know, earlier on when you were speaking, you did mention how in creating the fully digitalized hospital, one of the problems was doctors leaving the country. I want to know how it's possible that your hospital still boasts of one of the best doctors, and yet you still have doctors who you train outside the country and come back to work with you. How have you achieved this feat? What did you do?
The pathway, perhaps by reason of wisdom, I realize, the key factor in any leader having followers, is that for your followers to stay with you, believe in you, they must see their dream through you. One of the things is that we make the dream for Africa and beyond very clear to each and every one of them. And I also design payments not based on commonwealth. What I use the word commonwealth is that everybody, if you all of you come to, if you have been 2 years old or 3 years old, you earn the same salary because you came together. No. We pay based on value added. So I motivate them to add value and be able to earn more. Doctors are not too ambitious. I must testify here. They are not too ambitious. We are not trained to be so ambitious. No. It's just like at least basic needs.
Taking care of.
Yeah, taking care of. If we do a basic need of doctors in Nigeria, half, let me not exaggerate, half of them won't travel. Do you understand me? Yeah. But when the doctor with his mind, which of course is training intellectual trade, is now also being bombarded by economic and family related problems, it is not stable.
It's not stable.
Do you understand what I mean? So that is one of that ability to create that stability to be able to do their job, and also make them to see you can still be better even where you are going forward. Do you understand what I mean? So that's basically what we have been able to do, and I feel it's working very, very well.
Now, speaking to you, I must ask this question really. What is your motivation? What has, giving you this drive to create all these things and to think the way that you do? What's your motivation, sir?
Yeah, basically, sometimes it's an invention, necessity is a mother of invention. I've been able to be involved in healthcare, and I see a lot of deaths. Some of them actually could be said to be preventable if the right thing to be done. My mom also, I feel if what I know today is applied to my mom during the time she died, she wouldn't have been alive. So looking at that empathic dimension of life, I think that's actually what can there be a better way of doing this thing? And based on the fact that after pursuing people as a doctor and MD of a hospital, if you ask them to do it, they do it when you are there. If you're out, everyone return to status quo. So, and I realized the value of that very word. Said, truly, people don't do what is expected. They only do what is expected. So I create a system that does self-assessment. If you are working in saving life, because everything you do, you will see my activity. When you work it and all that. If you know work, the system will tell you,
show the same.
Oh boy, you are on your way going.
Thank you so much, Dr. Richard Okoye, for this opportunity to ask you these questions and the very vibrant answers I got. I do hope that you'll make time again for me with my plenty questions when next I come around. Thank you and congratulations once more.
I appreciate it.